In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on April 6, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Cleveland Cavaliers versus Orlando Magic. In what will be Game 2 of a 2-game mini-series between the host, Orlando Magic, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, Orlando looks to bounce back after sputtering late. Cleveland locked in the 4th spot in the East after their previous win, while Orlando looks toward the future of their young talent. Cleveland is on track to be the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs, which would pit the Cavaliers against the New York Knicks in the first round. To avoid playing New York, Cleveland must make up 2.5 games in the standings to overtake Philadelphia for the 3 seed. That, however, would take 2 Cavs wins and 3 76ers losses to finish the regular season. Orlando isn't making the playoffs, but it has shown its heart down the stretch. Will the Magic be contenders for at least a play-in spot next season? With another top draft pick joining an intriguing young core, they should be in the mix. Even with the wind out of their sails, Orlando played a competitive game at home, and I expect them to come out Thursday with that same tenacity. The postseason is no more, but Orlando has played well of late, and they'll look to carry that positive momentum through the end of the season. Cleveland, meanwhile, has classed a playoff spot and has no need to play their starters deep regardless of the game outcome. That aside, Orlando should win the battle on the boards and hold Cleveland to single-shot possessions, which could compound against the Cavs, as they already fire up around the fewest shots per game in the league. So the Orlando Magic to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The under is 13-4 in the last 17 meetings between these teams and 6-2 in the last 8 meetings in Orlando. The Cavs might not have the same motivation to compete that they did on Tuesday when they secured home court advantage. 30th in pace, their slow style of play could put them in a hole against the suddenly motivated and faster-paced Magic. Cleveland plays the slowest tempo of any team in the league, and the Magic don't play breakneck pace by any means. The Cavs have found their identity in a staunch defense, and they not only guard without fouling, but they defend the paint incredibly well also. Orlando should be able to limit second-chance scoring opportunities with their strong rebounding presence, and their offense has been sporadic at best, with little regular help from their reserves. I like Orlando to outscore Cleveland through 3 quarters, getting out to a lead before the Cavs lock in a bit more defensively to make a last-quarter comeback, leading to a low-scoring affair. Additionally, the under is 13-4 in the last 17 between these two. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Heat versus Philadelphia 76ers. Miami will try to extend its 2-game winning streak when it travels to Philadelphia on Thursday night for a primetime matchup. The Heat had lost 3 straight games, but they have bounced back with wins over Dallas and Detroit with 3 games remaining in the regular season. Philadelphia has won 3 of its last 4 games, beating Boston in a 103-101 final on Tuesday. Miami lost 3 straight games at the end of March to fall out of the top 6 in the Eastern Conference standings, but it has won back-to-back games over Dallas and Detroit to pull within 1 game of Brooklyn for the number 6 seed in the standings. The Heat are 2 games ahead of Atlanta and Toronto as of Wednesday afternoon, with 3 games remaining in the regular season. Philadelphia was red hot for the first half of March, rattling off an 8-game winning streak that included victories over Milwaukee and Cleveland. The 76ers lost 4 of their next 5 games, though, falling out of contention for the top seed in the Eastern Conference. They have won 3 of their 4 since then, but they are still virtually locked into the number 3 seed in the playoffs. Philadelphia doesn't really have much to play for in this final couple of games, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see them rest some players to get them 100% for playoffs. Miami, meanwhile, has already shortened its rotation, as these last few games are basically playoff games for the Heat, which are looking to avoid the play-in. Although the Heat's offense has struggled mightily this season, their defense is a reason why they are so good. These 2 teams are also 1-1 against one another, and in the game in Philadelphia, Miami only lost by 2 points, as I expect them to keep it close here. So the Miami Heat to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Odds makers have struggled to set the total low enough when these teams square off, as they have gone under in 5 of their last 6 head-to-head meetings. This shouldn't come as a surprise, as these are 2 of the top 3 defensive teams in the NBA. They also play at very slow paces, with Philadelphia at number 27 and Miami at number 29. The 76ers have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games as they start to ramp up their defensive intensity ahead of the postseason. I expect Philadelphia to play more bench players in this one and give some starters some rest, while Miami will be playing playoff-like basketball and really go all out on the defensive side. Meanwhile, in the 2 games these 2 teams played this season, the games combined for 206 points per game, while this season, Miami is playing at a pace of 98.5, which ranks 28th, while their offensive and defensive efficiency ranks 25th and 9th, respectively. Philadelphia, meanwhile, is playing at a pace of 99, which ranks 27th, so I expect a slower-paced game here. Finally, in Miami's last 5 games, the games are averaging 219 points per game, while Philadelphia's are averaging 221 points per game. I expect the trends to continue on Thursday night during what will surely be another defensive battle. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Portland Trail Blazers versus San Antonio Spurs. 2 also-rans playing out the string meet Thursday night as the San Antonio Spurs host the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers are 33-46 while the Spurs are 20-59, and both have been eliminated from the playoffs. The Blazers have won all 3 meetings between the 2 this season. The Portland Trail Blazers have had a season they would rather forget. Yes, there were a lot of injuries, but all teams deal with injuries. Overall, it was just a bad year as they come into this game at 33-46, 13th in the Western Conference. The Blazers are coming off a 119-109 loss at Memphis on Tuesday night. The only thing the Spurs have left to play for is ping pong balls. They are second to last in the Western Conference at 20-59, while the Rockets are 20-60. Will they get the second best or third best odds to get the top lottery pick? No one is catching the Pistons, who are 16-63 for the worst record and best odds to get the number 1 pick. The tanking Trail Blazers lost another game short-handed, a 119-109 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies Tuesday. Skylar Mays, who was not with the team 48 hours prior, led the team in points. Portland played without most of their key pieces, such as leading scorers Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, and Jerami Grant, and they will continue to sit everyone as the regular season comes to an end. The Spurs are in a similar boat, tanking away games in an attempt for a better pick. The only question to ask for this type of game is, who wants to lose more? I believe that the Spurs will put together a miserable defensive effort, and some of the young Blazers will try to make an impact in an effort to make a roster spot for another team. So the Portland Trail Blazers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Neither one of these teams possess a lot of offensive firepower with the squads they are rolling out on the floor on a nightly basis. The under has hit in 5 of the last 6 games for Portland, while the Spurs are coming off a game where they scored just 94 points. At this point, it's not clear who will be playing, and while some of these young guys are playing for jobs next season, there is just not a lot of elite talent on the floor. This one could get ugly between 2 of the worst teams in the league. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started.